Result of arrogance. Long ago, in a forest filled with large, lush green trees lived various kinds of animals, ranging from butterflies, bees, turtles, crows, turtles, elephants, deer, giraffes, lions, tigers, eagles, storks, rabbits to ants.
One day, the lion was sick, but no animal could give him medicine, and only the rainbow apple could cure him. But with the height of the very steep hill, the wolf, who was the healer of the forest, could not take it. Because all the animals that were asked for help, none of them dared to take. Finally, the lion held a competition.
The contest is for animals who can pick up rainbow apples that can heal themselves who are sick, and can pick them up on time on the hill in the forest. The lion will give the prince a crown as the consort of the king of the jungle and 2 chests of gold.
Hearing the competition with a fairly large prize, the forest dwellers, who were afraid and did not dare to take fruit on the steep slope, finally became very interested and wanted to take part in the competition given by the lion. But with the height of the hill being so steep, it was rare for animals to get past it.
The competition made the forest bustling with animals talking about it. "Hey friends, are you also going to take part in the competition from the king of the jungle, the lion?" asked a giraffe. "Yes, I will definitely take part in the competition, because I want to be a prince of the forest and rich," replied a rhino. "Not only you, I also want to be a prince in this forest," said a donkey. "If I also want to get a sack of gold," the mouse deer said too.
"If the prize is that big, I will also take part in the competition." "How about you yourself, giraffe?" asked the rabbit the giraffe. "That's for sure. I'm the strongest animal and have the highest reach in this forest. I will definitely get the fruit easily, and I'm definitely the one who will be the prince of this forest." The giraffe answered proudly, "Hey, you don't feel you can do it yet, giraffe? We haven't played yet." Elephant said,
"I haven't even competed. I already know for sure you won't be strong enough to climb that hill." Giraffe snapped while shaking his head. "Giraffe, you must not be arrogant with your strength, and for the rest of your friends. Compete to save the king, not just to get the prize," explained the rabbit politely. "Yes, rabbit, I basically want to save the king," said the turtle.
"Ah, never mind. I'm too lazy to talk to you guys. I just want to go home, and I want to rest so that tomorrow I will win the contest," said the giraffe, annoyed. Listening to the giraffe's curt statement, the other animals also became annoyed with the giraffe's very arrogant attitude. And they went home to prepare for tomorrow's competition. The next day, the king of the jungle, the lion, declared to start a contest for the forest people. For forest dwellers who want to take part in the competition, please come forward immediately, because the contest is about to start. The voice of the king of the lion jungle from the podium in front of the palace. Hearing this statement, the animals who were about to take
part in the competition immediately ran to the lion, who looked weak because of his illness. Armed with enthusiasm and strength, the animals confidently entered the competition.
The animals had gathered in front of the palace. The Lion King gave directions to the animals. The animals must pick the rainbow apple that is on the hill and immediately bring it down into the palace and give it to me. Obviously, the Lion King. I will definitely win this competition. I am stronger and tougher than all of you. Hi, Turtle. You better not have to take part in this competition. You are too weak, you will definitely lose, said the giraffe, mocking the tortoise who was beside him. You are so arrogant, Giraffe. All animals may take part in this contest, said the turtle.
Yes, that's true. All animals may follow this, and we have warmed up. Rabbit said. It's up to you. You are also a rabbit. I will definitely beat you, even though I didn't warm up like you guys, but I definitely won. Giraffe said proudly. They talked to each other to make noise. Suddenly the Lion King said that the contest was about to begin. Attention at will, please calm down. I advise you to be careful climbing the hill, and are you guys ready? Asked the Lion King. We are ready, sire, shouted the animals that followed the contest in unison. The king of the lions hit the gong as a sign that the contest had begun. All the animals that followed the contest ran according to their respective routes. They ran as fast as they could, competing to reach the top of the hill first. And when halfway through towards the top of the hill, many animals were tired and finally gave up and slumped limply with gasping breaths. The donkey even collapsed because he was so tired, while the elephant sat under a tree while sticking out his trunk and wagging his ears for a fan. Even the goat and the wolf had reversed its direction before approaching the hill. Now the only remaining participants left are the giraffe and the rabbit. At first the giraffe led the way, but when he almost reached the top of the hill, suddenly the giraffe's legs were cramping and cramping. He couldn't continue his journey to pick up the rainbow apple. Finally he stopped under a shady tree while wincing in pain, holding his leg. The rabbit that was originally behind the giraffe, now he has reached the top of the hill and immediately picked some apples to give to the king of the jungle, the lion. When he was about to go down to return to the palace, he saw a giraffe who was whimpering in pain while rolling around like a child asking for a toy. Giraffe, what's wrong with your legs? Why are you on your back like that? Asked the hare, looking at the giraffe's stiff legs pointing up. My leg hurts so bad. My legs are cramping. Maybe because I haven't warmed up like you before the match. I'm very difficult to walk alone. Help me, Bunny. Giraffe asked. Okay, Giraffe, I will help you down this hill, and we must immediately give these apples to your Majesty the Lion King, said Rabbit while helping the giraffe to stand up. I'm sorry, Rabbit, all this time I've been bad to you and other friends, Giraffe said while showing a look of regret for his past actions. We must always be kind to everyone even if he has done something bad to us. Come on, we have to get down to the palace immediately. Say Rabbit. You are so noble in heart. I am very sorry that I did something bad to you. Giraffe said as he headed down the hill.
Not long after the giraffe and rabbit arrived in front of the palace, the rabbit who brought the rainbow apple immediately gave it to the lion in the palace. In the presence of many other animals, the Lion King immediately ate the fruit and immediately recovered from his illness.
The animals cheered and congratulated the rabbit because he had successfully healed the king. The Lion King fulfilled his promise. He gave the hare a prince's crown and 2 gold chests. Rabbit, I'm very grateful to you. You healed me with the fruit you brought. Once again, thank you so much, said the Lion King. Yes, King, I am thrilled to help your majesty. And thank you very much for this gift your majesty gave me, said the rabbit politely.
Suddenly, the giraffe approached the rabbit. Rabbits, thank you again, because you have helped me earlier, and congratulations, you have become a prince in this forest. Congratulations, friend, you still want to be my friend, right? Giraffe said with a smile and hope. Everyone was surprised by the giraffe's gentle attitude, because all this time he had been bad to all animals.
Yes, Giraffe, I'm glad I could help you and can make you change your attitude for the better. Yes, you will still be my friend forever, said the rabbit with a smile. The other animals were also moved and happy with what had just happened. The giraffe has become a kind animal, likes to help other animals in need and is no longer arrogant. Meanwhile, Rabbit becomes a forest prince who is always kind and helps the forest residents and his friends. They also live in peace and harmony and togetherness in the forest.
The moral message of the fairy tale above is, we should not feel the smartest and arrogant to others. People who are arrogant and feel that they are the smartest and most versatile will someday need the help of others. Honesty in life. Once upon a time, in a forest far away, there lived various types of animals including elephants, lions, bears, deer, wolves, and rhinos. Besides large animals, there also live various types of birds, including roosters and pigeons.
The rooster has always been jealous of the pigeon. The rooster has a bad temper, not only for pigeons but also for all animals. He is arrogant and always boasts of the crown on his head. He always mocked pigeons and other small animals with bad words, while the pigeon only accepts it if it is mocked by the rooster. It is better to remain silent than serve the taunts of the rooster.
One day, in the forest there will be a competition to take a bunch of rice that is hung from a tree branch. The competition is specifically for birds that can fly. Pigeons who know there will be a competition immediately register with the competition committee. Knowing this, of course, the rooster was not happy. He didn't want to see the pigeons win in the race, so he forced himself to join the race even though he wasn't great at flying.
Due to pressure, the committee finally allowed the Jago to join in registering. The competition seems to be quite busy because many nations of birds are taking part. Among the participants were a group of cranes, crows, eagles, sparrows and parrots. In this competition, the roosters and pigeons who get the most attention are the ones who get the most attention. Because all animals know that the rooster and the dove don't get along.
Exactly at 9 in the morning, the race began immediately. The competition committee announces the competition rules. It turns out that the competition uses a knockout system, and in the last round will bring together only 2 participants. The first turn is the eagle against the crow. They are getting ready at a predetermined point. After the signal was sounded, they sped up to fly over who would get the hanging bunch of rice first. And it turned out to be won by the eagle. And so on until the short story comes to the final round. In the final round met the rooster and the dove. The rooster is ready, and so is the dove. After hearing the signal, the rooster immediately jumped high while desperately trying to flap its wings, while the dove just stared at the rooster's behavior. The rooster realized he could only jump and could not fly like a dove, but the dove soon caught up to fly easily. Slowly, when the dove got past the rooster to reach the rice knot, the rooster pecked the pigeon's leg so that the pigeon could not get the rice.
Apparently, the rooster's cunning tactic worked. The dove's leg was injured and broken, but instead of going back down, while enduring the pain, the dove flapped its wings more and more and got the rice. Meanwhile, the exhausted rooster flapping its wings finally fell free and had to admit its defeat to the dove.
Unexpectedly by the rooster, it turns out that the god saw what he had done and then gave punishment. The crown that is always proud of and is worn everywhere on the rooster's head is taken forcibly and only part of it is left on top of his head. The god said, "I will punish you for cheating on the dove, and I will take your crown.
If you want your crown back, call me and shout your regrets every morning. Maybe I'll return this crown." Then the god left, and he gave the dove a gift of healing to his feet.
Since then, the crown of the rooster is no longer intact. And every morning the rooster shouted his regret and begged the god to return the crown that had been taken from his head.
The moral of the fairy tale above is, regret always comes late. Be honest and never cheat. Dishonesty often leads to disaster. If we have lost something valuable in our life, regret is useless.
Break promises and ignore trust. Once upon a time, in the jungle, there lived a rooster and an eagle. They are great friends and almost like family, often helping each other and helping each other.
One day, when the rooster was busy looking for food in the forest, without his knowledge behind the bushes a tiger was stalking him.
When the rooster was busy scavenging for food, suddenly a tiger appeared and wanted to eat it. The rooster was running frantically to save himself, but the tiger continued to chase him. The tiger, which was starving because it had not eaten for 2 days, did not want to lose its prey that was in sight. While the rooster tried to run faster, because the chicken could not fly, he just walked and ran on the ground.
The rooster was getting cornered. Of course, his running speed couldn't match the tiger's speed. When things got worse, suddenly the eagle came to help him. He grabbed and pecked the tiger repeatedly. Pecked and clawed with its sharp beak and hooves, the tiger finally ran back into the forest, with wounds and pain all over its body.
Lucky you came quickly. Thank you, my friend Eagle. Otherwise, maybe I've been preyed by the tiger, said the rooster breathlessly. You're both friends. Shouldn't as friends we really have to help each other, said the eagle in a friendly manner. But you can't always help me. Today I was lucky because you arrived on time, just a little late. I'm sure I'm dead now, said the rooster with a gloomy face.
Never mind, my friend. Don't be so gloomy. Maybe what you say is true. If only I could make you feel calm, I will definitely do it, said the eagle, trying to cheer up. Well, maybe it's destiny, my friend. I'm just a chicken. My destiny can only walk on the ground. If only I could fly like you, surely no one else can disturb me, said the chicken, half complaining.
If that's your wish, maybe I can help, replied the eagle. Really, my friend? How? Asked the rooster curiously. The bird nation has an heirloom as a gold needle. We use that needle to embroider our wings so we can fly. But the needle cannot be loaned to all animals, because the needle is our nation's heirloom, answered the eagle. Wow, really? Can't you lend it to me too? We're good friends. Don't you believe me? Asked the chicken, trying to persuade the eagle.
For a moment, the eagle seemed to think, but after the rooster kept whining and coaxing him, finally the eagle promised, tomorrow we'll come to the rooster's house and lend the golden needle. It was late afternoon. They returned to their respective homes.
The next day, the rooster looked neatly sitting on the terrace of the house. Now and then he would come out and look around. He was waiting for the eagle to arrive. Not so long ago, finally, the eagle arrived at the rooster's house. The eagle immediately sat down while removing something from behind its wings.
Well, use this needle wisely. Take good care. Don't let you lose it. Because I borrowed it from the Eagle King. If anything happens to this needle, then the Eagle Nation will be the one to be disgraced and blamed by all nations. Bird. And remember my message, after you finish using it, keep it safe until I come to get it. Don't lend it to anyone without my permission, said the eagle, instructing the rooster.
I understand, my friend. I promise to remember and fulfill all your messages. And I will take good care of this needle. answered the rooster, convincing. Okay then. I lent the needle to you. In 3 days I will come to retrieve it, said the eagle, then flew high into the horizon.
After the eagle left, the rooster quickly embroidered its wings with gold needles. He couldn't wait to fly like an eagle, his friend. But only half of the wings were embroidered. He couldn't wait to try them. He also put the gold needle on the rock, then he tried to fly up to the top of the fence. Aha! I can finally fly now! Shouted the rooster proudly. Even though he was only as tall as the fence, he was already very proud and happy.
Suddenly, the hen came. He was very astonished and amazed to see a rooster that could climb over the fence. Hey rooster, how did you get up that high? Asked the hen curiously. I flew to get up here, said the rooster, prided himself on the hen. Fly? How can that be? Asked the hen, getting curious and disbelieving.
Of course you can. I embroidered my wings with gold needles that I borrowed from my best friend's eagle. Answered the guard rooster while continuing to flap its wings without paying attention to the hen. Wow! Great! Can I borrow it too so that I can fly like you? Said the hen, trying to seduce. Yes, of course you can. Take the needle to the rock next to you. Then quickly fly to my side, said the rooster happily. He had forgotten his promise to the eagle. The hen immediately embroidered her wings. Because he couldn't wait to fly like a rooster, he kept trying to fly from time to time. So he did so many times. And finally, the hen can fly over the fence after the rooster. They were both thrilled and thrilled. After they are satisfied perched, they go back down to continue embroidering so that they can fly completely. However, the golden needle they used had disappeared somewhere. Maybe because of the flutter of the hen's wings earlier, the needle fell between the rocks. Wow, whoa! Where did you put the gold needle earlier? Asked the rooster, panicked. I don't know, I forgot to put it. Replied the hen. If the needle disappears, the eagle will be furious with me. Let's immediately look for it together, said the rooster, more and more panicked. They both immediately looked for the needle. Rooster and hen searched for a long time but still could not be found. They panicked even more and started clawing at the ground, hoping they would find the needle. Who knew it would slip and be buried in the ground? But until it was dark, they couldn't find the needle. And the next day, they returned to continue the search. But until the third day, the needle was still not found. Until finally the eagle came to take the needle. But after hearing that the needle had disappeared, the eagle was furious. He was furious because his best friend's rooster had broken his promise. The rooster had lent the golden needle without the eagle's permission, causing it to disappear. Hey rooster, I believe in you, but you betrayed my trust. Are you not aware? Because of your carelessness, the Eagle Nation will suffer the consequences. We will be exiled and ostracized by the Bird Nation. Anyway,
I don't want to know. Take responsibility. As long as you haven't found the golden needle, your descendants will not be safe from the threat of my people," said the eagle, then flew off with a burst of anger.
And since then, until now, the eagles always grab the chicks and the chickens also always claw at the ground when they are looking for food, hoping that maybe they could find the golden needle they had lost. And that habit continues to this day.
The moral of the story above is, never betray the trust given to us, because it will make other people disappointed and don't trust us anymore. Try to be a person who can carry out the trust. And never take or lend something without the permission of the owner. Aladdin with the magic lamp. Aladdin is a man from Persia. He lives alone with his mother. They live in simplicity, until one day a man came to Aladdin's house.
The man said that he was the brother of his late father who had long migrated to a neighboring country. Aladdin and his mother were thrilled, because it turns out that they still have siblings.
"Unfortunately, your fate, my brother," said the man to Aladdin and his mother. "The important thing is that we can still eat, uncle," replied Aladdin. Feeling concerned about his brother's condition, the man intended to take Aladdin out of town. With the permission of his mother, then Aladdin followed his uncle to go out of town.
The journey they took was very far, and his uncle did not allow Aladdin to rest. When Aladdin asked his uncle to stop for a moment, his uncle immediately scolded him. Until finally they arrived at a place in the middle of the forest.
Aladdin was then ordered by his uncle to look for firewood. Later, "Uncle, Aladdin wants to rest first," said Aladdin. His uncle was furious after hearing Aladdin's answer. "Go now, or I'll magic you into a frog," shouted his uncle. Seeing his uncle furious, then Aladdin rushed off to find wood.
After getting wood, his uncle then made a fire and cast a spell. Aladdin was very surprised, because after his uncle recited the incantation, suddenly the ground cracked and formed a hole. Aladdin asked himself, "Is he really my uncle? Or is he just a magician who wants to take advantage of me?"
"Aladdin, come down to the hole. Get me an antique lamp at the bottom of the cave," said his uncle. "I'm afraid, uncle," said Aladdin. His uncle then gave the ring to Aladdin. "Wear this. This ring will protect you," said his uncle. Then Aladdin descended.
After arriving at the bottom, Aladdin was amazed by what he saw. At the bottom of the cave, Aladdin found a tree that bore gems and lots of jewelry. "Quick, bring the antique lamp to me, Aladdin. Don't care about the others," shouted his uncle from above.
Aladdin then took the antique lamp and climbed up. But after almost reaching the top, Aladdin saw the cave door was closed and only cracked. Aladdin thought his uncle would set him up. "Hurry, Aladdin. "Just throw the lamp," shouted his uncle. "No, I will not give this lamp before I get to the top," replied Aladdin.
After arguing, Aladdin's uncle became impatient and finally, brak, the door of the pit was closed, and his uncle left Aladdin confined in the underground pit. Aladdin became sad and sat pensively.
Now he knows that the man is actually not his uncle, and he is only being used by that man. Aladdin then looked for every way to get out of the cave, but his efforts were always in vain. "I'm starving, and want to meet my mother. Oh God, please help your servant," said Aladdin.
While praying, Aladdin rubbed the antique lamp and thought why the male wizard wanted to have that lamp. After being rubbed, suddenly the surroundings turned red and smoke rose.
Along with that came a giant. Aladdin was terrified. "Forgive me for startling, sir. I am the genie who keeps the lamp." "What do you command me?" said the giant. "Oh, then take me home." "Okay, sir. Get on my back. We'll get out of here soon," said Light's genie. In a short time, Aladdin had arrived in front of his house. "If you need me, call me by rubbing the lamp."
Aladdin told all the things that had happened to his mother. "Why does the witch want this dirty lamp, huh?" said Aladdin's mother. "This is a magic lamp, Mom," replied Aladdin. Because his mother didn't believe him, Aladdin rubbed the lamp. And after that lights genie out, Aladdin asked to prepare delicious food. Soon his mother was surprised, because a very delicious dish was available in front of her eyes.
Thus the day, month, year changed. Aladdin lived happily with his mother. Aladdin now has been a teenager. One day a princess passed by in front of her house. He was very fascinated and fell in love with the beautiful princess.
Aladdin then told his mother his desire to marry the king's daughter. "Relax, Aladdin, mother will work on it." Mother went to the king's palace with the jewels belonging to Aladdin. "Sire, this is a gift for your majesty from my son."
The king was thrilled. "Wow, your son must be a handsome prince. Tomorrow I will come to your palace with my daughter." Upon arriving home, Mother immediately rubbed the lamp and asked the lamp genie to bring her a palace. Aladdin and his mother waiting on the hill. Soon the genie of lamps came with the magnificent palace on his back.
"Master, this is the palace." The next day, the king and his daughter came to visit the palace of Aladdin, which was very magnificent. "Will you take my son as your wife?" asked the king. Aladdin was thrilled to hear that. Then they both held a wedding party. Unexpectedly, it turns out that the magician actually saw all these events through his crystal ball. He then went to Aladdin's place and pretended to be a lamp seller in front of Aladdin's palace. He shouted, "Exchange your old lamp with a new lamp." The empress, who saw Aladdin's worn-out magic lamp, immediately came out and exchanged it for a new lamp. Immediately, The magician rubbed the lamp and ordered the genie of the lamp to take the palace and its contents and Aladdin's wife to his house.
When Aladdin came home from touring, he was very surprised because his palace was missing. Aladdin then remembered the ring given to him by the wizard. He rubbed the ring, and a ring genie came out. Aladdin asked the ring genie about what had happened to his palace.
Ring genie then told everything to Aladdin. "Then please bring the palace and my wife back to me," cried Aladdin. "Sorry, sir, my strength is not as big as the genie of the lamp," said the genie ring. "Then please take me to the witch's place." "I'll take it myself," exclaimed Aladdin.
Arriving at the palace, Aladdin sneaked in looking for the room where the princess was locked up. The princess then said that the witch was sleeping because she drank too much beer. After finding out that the witch was sleeping, Aladdin sneaked into the men's room. The witch.
After successfully entering the room, Aladdin then took his magic lamp and immediately rubbed it. "Get rid of this villain," said Aladdin to the genie lamp. The witch woke up, then attacked Aladdin. But the light genie immediately slammed the witch and threw her out of the palace.
"Thank you, Light's genie. Take us and this palace back to where it was." Arriving in Persia, Aladdin lived happily. He uses the magic of the fairy lights to help the poor.